안녕하세요. In this video, I'm going to talk about the plain versus aspirated versus tense consonants. As far as you already have covered, you know that there are 5 different sounds that has tense version. So, which means twin version, 기역, 디귿, 비읍, 시옷, 지읒. They can be duplicated to become tense sounds. So before you watch this video, I recommend reading the textbook page 26, and also, it goes well with the pronunciation rule number 2, which is syllable final closure. You can find a video on day 3 module. So first of all, let me cover the lip sounds. So the first one, 비읍. I'm going to use a vowel just to give you what those consonants would sound like in actual words. So 파, 비읍 is similar to the sound B or P. You can probably notice I have like small symbol next to P. If you know what it means, it's good for you. But if not, you don't need to be worried so much about that. I'm just gonna give you some example. For example, bibimbap. A lot of people like bibimbap. I love it too. So you can see 비읍, 비읍, 비읍 in every single syllable, and bibimbap. When you say the first two syllables, 비읍, they are in the initial position. If 비읍 is in the initial position, it will sound similar to English B, like as if it's in bottle, 바, 비빔. And if it's in the final position, it sounds similar to the P sound in the final consonant position of English as well. So think about it. When you pronounce lip, lip, it's not going to be lip, it's lip. So it's unreleased, which means the air does not come out from your mouth. So why do I talk about the air from your mouth? Because aspirated sound is related to releasing air from your mouth. So let me give you an example. So maybe you need one very, very thin tissue. When you pronounce 비읍, let's just say 파, 파, 파. But if you pronounce the aspirated 피읍, 파, 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 then you can probably see the tissue is moving because of the air coming out from my mouth. So that's aspirated sound. It's similar to English version of P sound in the initial position. So think about it. When you pronounce lip and pill, the P sound is actually different. So when I'm pronouncing lip, lip, lip. But if I'm pronouncing pill, 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 and you can see the tissue is moving because of the air coming out from your mouth. So it's similar to English P sound in initial position. What about the tense sound? Tense sound is similar to the English sound you are making when you are pronouncing words like speak. So if P follows S sound, then P is not speak, it's speak, B. So I hope this makes sense to you, and I think you need to practice a lot. A lot of you ask how you can improve your listening skills. Then you need practice. If I had one very effective secret to just mastering those sounds very quickly, I would be already rich. So learning language needs a lot of time and efforts. That's something you really have to know. Okay. And then let me just give you some practices using the actual words from Korean language. 방, 방, which means room. 빵, 빵, 빵 is bread. 발, 발, which means feet. 팔, 팔, which means the number 8 or arm. Okay. Now let's move on to the alveolar sounds. Alveolar sounds include 디귿, 티읕, and 쌍디귿, plain aspirated tense versions. So 디귿, the plain 디귿, is similar to D sound in English in the initial position and T sound in the final position. For example, 듣기, you can see 디귿 and 디귿 in initial and final position. So if it's in initial position, it's similar to English D sound, and then if it's a final position, it's T sound. So D sound is similar to duck, and T sound is similar to the T sound you are making in the final position of the English words like cat. It's not cat, it's cat, right? And then aspirated version, it's similar to aspirated T sound, as if you're saying tall. So let me give you another demonstration using the tissue. So 다, 타. Then what about tense sound? 따. So for the tense sound, why is it called tense? Tense refers to the status of your vocal cord inside of your throat. The vocal cords are actually very tense, so your muscles inside of your throat is tense. So that's why it's called tense. But it's really hard to see your vocal cords, whether it's very tense when you're making this sound or not. So I would just say you can probably think about similar sounds you're making in English. For example, steam. It's not steam, it's steam. So try to do that steam, da sound. So that's the best suggestion I can give right now. And let's practice with some actual words. 달, which means moon. 딸 means daughter. 탈 means mask. And then now we are moving on to hissing sounds. Hissing sounds has two different versions, but firstly we're going to look at 시옷 and 상시옷. 시옷 is similar to S sound or T sound depending on the position. So it's similar to S sound in the initial position. And this 시옷 sound is similar to the S sound in the initial position of English words like smile, 스. Let's look at some example. 새옷. You can see 시옷 in the initial position of a syllable and then the final position of a syllable. Then initial position in Korean syllable, it sounds like S, 새, and then 옷. 시옷 is actually in the final position is going to be pronounced as 디귿 sound. This is the pronunciation rule you're going to cover in another different video. And 쌍시옷 is similar to the tense sound S of English words as well. So think about how you would pronounce this word S-U-N. Is it sun? You would probably pronounce as sun. So it's not sun, it's sun. So it's going to be very similar to sun. If S is in the initial position followed by a vowel, and then if it's stressed, it's 쌍시옷 sounds. So sometimes I hear a lot of people say soul. That's not actually a correct pronunciation in Korean. We say 서울. And I talk about this phenomenon in another video, so you can probably watch that video for more information. And let's practice with some extra words. 살, which means flesh, or sometimes like your gained weights. And 쌀, rice. And now moving to another type of hissing sounds. So the plain version, 지읒 is similar to the sound j sound in English, or if it's in the final position, it's unreleased T sound, which is 디귿. So actually this 지읒 does not exist in English. I mean the Korean 지읒 does not exist in English. Sort of similar to the sound you are making in words like jail, but it's not 100% same. So it's similar to the maybe some sounds like judge, 저지, 저. So if you say 저, it's humble version of I or me, not, which means daytime. But if 지읒 is in the final position, then it is pronounced as 디귿. So it's T, unreleased T. And aspirated sound 치읓. So it's similar to CH in English. So when you're pronouncing church, 처, 차. And the tense sound 쌍지읒. Of course, it does not exist in English, so it might be a little bit difficult, but I'm sure that you will get better if you practice. Maybe it's similar to some sounds like you can find in this kind of word, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's practice together with me, and then I'm gonna give you the actual words from Korean language. 자, which means ruler if it's used as noun. And 차. 차 means tea or the car. 짜 means salty. So this is a tense version. Let's move on to velar sounds. We have 기역, 키읔, 쌍기역. So 기역 is similar to the English sound G or unreleased K, depending on the location. So if it's in the initial position, it's similar to God. If it's in the final position, it's similar to the sound you're making when you're pronouncing P. So let's look at the example, 감사 and 한국. So if it's in the initial position, it sounds similar to God. So 감사. 한국, if you look at it, we have two different 기역 in initial position and the final position. Then you pronounce the final position 기역 as unreleased K, 한국. And of course, we have aspirated version, which is 기역, and it's similar to the sound you're making when you're pronouncing some words like king. 쌍기역 is similar to the tense version of K when you're pronouncing some words like skill, sky. It's not skill. A lot of English native speakers would pronounce it as skill. 기, 가. So that's probably similar to 쌍기역 in Korean as well. Let's practice with some actual words. 개, which means dog. 캐. It's a verb. 캐다. You dig up something. 캐. 깨. Which means sesame. So I'm going to give you more listening practices. I'm going to recycle the material I used in the previous video, but that time I just played one audio file so that you can identify one correct sound. But this time I'm just going to give you all the pronunciation for each of a word or a syllable. So first one, 기, 키, 끼. 달, 탈, 딸. 자, 차, 짜. 불, 풀, 뿔. 살, 쌀. 고기, 거기. 우리, 오리. 달기, 탈기, 딸기. 긋기, 크기, 끌기. Okay, that's all for this video, and hopefully it was helpful, and let me know if you have any other questions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.